I'm about to drown. He's going to jump in. We're both going to die here. Like 100%.
Just wanted to go over a few things. So this video is a little bit different from some of the other stuff that we've posted on the channel before. It's more of an interview style thing. So way back a few months ago, me and Nathan, we were like, hey, we really want to get together some kind of show or some kind of interview format content that we can bring on other creators, kind of like what we do, and kind of get inside the mind and kind of like behind the scenes look at what they do. So, you know, kind of a big thing we do in this field is we like to show you guys behind the scenes, and that's kind of what we're trying to do with these creators. We wanted to go behind the scenes of the creations that they have and what they do, right? So, one of the first people we were going to interview was our really, really good friends, Alexander and Trevor, because they were going to be documenting their trip on the PCT. Fantastic, amazing, home run of a first interview. Well, we do this interview, and it didn't exactly go as smoothly as we planned when we get it in post. The microphones, basically all the audio files were corrupted. Very, very sad, very, very upsetting. We tried to salvage what we could of it, and we just decided, we made the call in our own minds. We made the hard decision. We said, this doesn't do the interview justice. There was nothing, you know, post-worthy. There was nothing we thought would do justice to what we did with those guys and kind of put it out. It just wasn't up to our standards, so we just never posted it. It never saw the light of day. Unfortunate. However, the guys still went and did their trail. They still completed it. They were successful, and now they've come back, and we decided to do an interview with them, and this time we nailed it. You know, it's a great interview. I love it. We hope you guys enjoy it. It's a little bit of a longer video, so like grab a snack, just enjoy it. It's a really cool one. Get inside the minds of these guys, and you know, here's some of their crazy stories from, you know, over 130 days on trail. Okay, what is up, guys?
Not much, man.
You know, we tried to do this several months ago, and it just kind of fell through. There was a little bit of a audio issue. You know, we had some good clips in there, which was unfortunate. And these guys have.
We were waiting every single Thursday, man. Anytime we got service, we were like, did they post it? Did they post it?
No, we didn't post it.
We just gave up.
Never came.
Never posted. But, you know, so this time we've got a different audio setup. Hopefully that's going to help us in post, and maybe this itself will actually get posted. So we've said in the other episode, we're trying to get together like a pretty good group of creators to kind of come together and come talk to us and get a little show going here. Where we kind of talk to creators and get a behind the screen look from like what the viewer will see and kind of inside the mind of the creator. So here with us we have Trevor and Alexander. These guys just hiked the PCT, an incredible feat. One of the things that they mentioned to us before they went on this trip was, you know, a big thing that they were looking forward to was sometimes things aren't always as hard as they seem. So I guess you guys kind of held true to that.
Some parts were definitely not as hard, but like other unexpected parts were a lot more difficult than what I thought. Like I thought it'd be difficult, like just all the uncertainty of the hike, like needing to get into a town and you have to hitchhike. You don't know how you're going to get your ride, or you don't know.
Getting food sometimes. You don't know where you're going to get your food.
Yeah. Don't know where your next meal is going to come from sometimes. But then you have the other parts like boredom. That was something that was super hard to deal with on the trail. Just like after the first half of the hike, you get super bored just walking through the woods all day. Like
we're walking for like 13 hours, just walking.
Yeah.
That doesn't count like breaks and stuff.
I don't know if you guys read the terms of agreement or not, but that was kind of what you signed up for.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
But you know, I guess like here we are on the other side of it. You know, hindsight's 20/20, but like you guys obviously are pretty proud of the decision you made. Like you're glad you did it.
100%, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like there was definitely some top 2 fun in there.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of
Fun at
top
the
3
time.
fun in there, man.
Stuff that wasn't fun and will never be fun. But yeah, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
Probably the hardest thing I've done, but it's so worth it. Like,
Really?
I feel like I learned so much.
Yeah. Well, like, I guess I'll ask, like each of you guys, like, what do you guys think it like, as a person, like, what do you think like something like that does to you? Like, not only like the trials and hardship that comes with that, but like finishing it, like you succeeded.
Yeah, we were like halfway through, which is already crazy enough because that's a lot of miles.
Yeah. No.
Like to just walk for 2 months straight. And like already at that point, like before finishing it, you already know like in your mind that you can do like whatever you want to. You're like, man, I've already walked like 1,500 miles, like 1,600 miles. What's stopping me from riding a bike around Iceland or something like that? Like, absolutely nothing. So, yeah.
No, I mean, I've been thinking a lot while you guys have been gone, especially here towards the end of it. Like, whenever they said, like, oh, hey, we're going to the airport to pick them up, I was like, wow, 6 months. What have I done in the past 6 months? What have we been doing in the past 6 months? They just hiked across America.
Kind of puts it in perspective. What about you, Alexander?
I would just kind of echo what he said. Like, I feel like as difficult as this was, and as many challenges like as it presented, I feel like I can handle anything at this point. Like, we were sleeping on the ground. I had a mattress that thin to sleep on every night. Most of the time didn't even sleep like with a tent, just slept out under the stars. There's, like I said, just a lot of uncertainty, a lot of like just being uncomfortable for days on end.
Right.
So like being able to endure that, I feel like.
No, yeah, 100%. Like I'm a huge proponent of like being uncomfortable breeds like growth. Like if you get to a certain point in life where you're like kind of stagnant and you've reached like comfort, I feel like that almost like it breeds laziness almost, because it's like why step out any further than what I am, because I've reached where I want to be. You guys, like especially on this right here, like you completely removed yourself from like society, so it's like there's zero comfort out there, and it's like you guys were forced to like grow, like in like you guys are saying here, to build on that. You guys had to grow from that, so I think that's a pretty big deal. What do you guys think, like going forward, like what kind of adjustments do you guys look forward to, like kind of reacclimating, or do you think there are any at all?
Oh yeah, there definitely are some.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, the first time I drove, I almost had like 3 wrecks the other day, too, because I didn't know what I was doing. And then I was walking through Walmart, and there's like so many people everywhere. And like nobody even like, I don't know, it's just weird. Because when we were in like stores, we looked completely different.
Yeah.
So everybody's just staring at us. And I was walking through Walmart, and nobody was even looking at me. I was like, man, this is weird.
kind of.
Well, that's you had made a good point to me. You guys met some fantastic people on the trail, and we'll touch on them here shortly. But you made a good point to me that something I hadn't even thought about. You guys are like out there, like away from everybody for so long, and then Trevor made a comment to me. He was like, "I'm kind of sweating going to Walmart right now because it's like." He's like, I've not been around this many people in forever.
Yeah.
So it's like, and you said that your friends, they're going back to like places like Boston and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh my gosh, like I can't even imagine that. So like, you guys like dealing with like maybe a little bit of like anxiety, like kind of go back out to like social environments and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
Because
definitely.
even when we were in like towns, the majority of the people in those smaller towns were other hackers
Really?
that like knew what we were doing. Like everybody's going into town to
Like,
like
you felt like you belonged.
yeah, get food and like that kind of thing. Like we were definitely like the majority in a bunch of the towns, and like all the workers and stuff were like the minority. But like being back in Paragould, we're like not a bunch of hackers here, man.
No one else here has done what you guys
Yeah.
just did. Maybe a couple people.
Yeah, maybe. But I guess, so, you know, you guys, the big thing here, like the creator theme is you guys have vlogged this entire journey.
Yeah.
So to kind of put that in perspective, they told us that they have like nearly 500 gigs of like footage. Which is,
Dude, it's a lot of footage, man.
so it's like, how what was that like? Like, you guys like pretty much document everything?
So yeah, towards the beginning, we were documenting a lot, just like what we did during the day. I don't know, any new experiences that we had. Like at the beginning, we had so many like first times or everything,
Yeah.
like first hitch, first cooked meal, first night cowboy camping.
And towards like the middle and the end, you kind of just like, you're kind of just out there living. Kind of forget to turn the camera on, even though it's like strapped to your backpack right here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm interested to see what we got.
Yeah, stuff that's like so new and exciting at the beginning becomes like ordinary by the middle, and so by the middle we're just like vlogging these extreme things, like, oh, we had a standoff with mountain lion last night. Or, oh, we had some bears getting our tent at the campground.
That was actually going to be my next question, was if you had any animal encounters out on the trail.
Oh yeah,
Plenty.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and dive into some of that. We'd love to hear it.
So the first, like, we saw a bunch of rattlesnakes and stuff in the desert, but those were never like
Bunch
cause
of
for
deer,
concern.
also a bunch of deer.
Bunch of deer. The first like crazy animal encounter we had was in Lake Tahoe in California.
Yeah.
We were at a like giant RV park, probably hundreds of people there, people all over the place.
Super popular.
Yeah. We have our tent set up just in the middle of this like forested area, probably 20 other tents. And we go out to eat, get some pizza, come back. I had my box of pizza leftovers. We're just chilling. It's like 11, 12 o'clock at night. And so I'm like, I need to eat something. So I grab a slice of pizza. And right before I was about to take a bite, I was like, oh, wait, I kind of need to pee. And so I tossed the pizza in the tent on my sleeping bag.
Where I'm just kind of laying on my back watching Netflix or something because I finally got service.
Yeah, he's chilling in the tent,
Laying there watching my phone.
just laying there. I throw this slice of pizza right next to him on the sleeping bag. And then I go to pee, and then I hear this dude yelling, "Get out of here! Get out of here! Go!"
Dude, and it lasts for like the longest time. And I hear it too because I've only got like one headphone in.
Right.
So I like look out and I'm like, man, some like poor drunk guy just walked into the wrong campsite or something. He's getting yelled at.
Yeah,
But it's like going on for like 5 minutes. I was like, dude, just lead him out. He's probably like lost or something. Come on. It's not that big of a deal. And then like everybody's starting to like move around and stuff. And we look out and this guy yells, "PCT hackers, he's coming at you." And we're like, what? So I like kind of peek my head out and I just see the silhouette of this giant black bear like walking across. And then like I like kind of like leaned up out of my tent and I was like, no, I'm just gonna stay down in here.
yeah.
Your battles.
While I was peeing, that's whenever I saw it too. I saw like this massive giant bear walking towards us, backlit. There's dust coming up from the ground. It's like something from a movie scene.
I was about to say, it's kind of like cinema almost.
Yeah, it was insane. And all I can think about is him laying in that tent with that pizza I threw right next to him.
I got no clue there's a piece of pizza right next to me.
Yeah. So yeah, I
Kind of set
started.
him like he was just bait.
Yeah, pretty
I was gonna
much.
say, you just left him out in the trap.
Yeah, but apparently that's a common thing there, like bears all over the place.
Really.
Yeah.
But to say, it's like it wasn't like y'all's only encounter. Y'all ended up having a
Oh,
couple of
we had
encounters
4
with
more. Well, like
I heard
close to 4 more.
Give us one more.
Oh, well, I heard
Well,
that.
the next 2 are pretty good.
But to say, I heard that there was an issue with Alexander not closing his tent door.
This man never closed his tent.
Yeah.
All right, this bear like gets chased off into the woods, whatever. And the bears only come out of the woods right where they have all of us hikers at, because they let us camp there for free. So they
Wonder
put
why.
us right there. Exactly, they put us right there by all the bears. So like we lay in the tent and we're just kind of laughing. We're like, whatever. Immediately go to sleep because we're knocked out. We just did 2 double 30s, like back to back to get into Tahoe. So we go to sleep. Wake up at 5 a.m. to this guy screaming, just ah! And me and him both shoot up, like still in our like mummy sleeping bags. And we're like looking around, and the guy screams again, ah! And then it's just dead silent. Not a word, like nobody rustling around, nothing. So we just look at each other and we just bust out laughing. We're like, dude, this guy just got murdered. It's like 5 a.m. Nobody gets out. And we're like, he'll still be dead at 7. So we lay back down and go to sleep. And then, anyways, like we wake up later and then the guy was sitting on a bench telling everybody the story. And this guy was cowboy camping, so he didn't have a tent or anything. He was just laying on the ground. He had cooked some food, put his pot right next to his head. And he woke up to the bear either like licking his pot or licking his face or something. like a black bear just standing in his face. So he like throws his quilt up as he's screaming, and the black bear like slashes his quilt open.
Oh my gosh.
There's like feathers everywhere.
Yeah.
And he said, like he's got all this adrenaline, obviously, because he's like almost been killed by a bear. And it like runs off the second time he screams. So he like gets up and he goes over to his trail family. And he's like, dude, I just almost got killed by a black bear. And it's still like 5 a.m. So he like his trail family, they go, yeah, bears are pretty crazy around here. And then they roll back over and go to sleep. And he said he just stood there, and that was the most unloved he'd ever felt in his life. Because 20 hikers, not a single person got up and asked if he was okay.
Yeah.
It's like I said. That's like I just said. You gotta pick your battles. You know. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do to that bear?
Yeah.
But no. You guys you mentioned there his trail family. So you guys yourself actually got a trail family. So kind of.
It took a minute.
I'm about to say there was a few days like for quite a while. The first few weeks, I'd text y'all like almost every other day.
Orphans, man. We're trail orphans.
I'd ask them almost like every day. I'm like, do you guys have a trail family yet? You have a trail family yet? And for a while they were like, no.
Just us.
But so kind of tell me about that, like that process. Like you found some. From what I've heard, I've only heard a few stories here and there. I got a chance to meet them on FaceTime the other night. I mean, they seem like fantastic people. So like kind of like dive into that a little bit for me.
Yeah, so we were like probably the first 200, 300 miles at least, like we were pretty much hiking by ourselves. We'd find like some really cool people that we loved and then hike
like
with them.
Flip-flop with them for like a day or two, and then we would just either pass them or they'd pass us or they'd take a zero or...
Yeah, it was always like differing paces, so we ended up getting separated. But yeah, we ended up meeting Alchemist, one of the girls that we hiked with, at probably around mile like 300, and started hiking with her and Bromby, an Australian dude. And they were so fast. They're so quick. Like me and him.
At this point in the hike, we were maybe like doing 2 miles per hour, maybe. And they're doing like 3.5. And like, we're like, man, these guys are so cool. So we're like sprinting to keep up with these people for like a whole like couple days. And then we kind of just got in the groove of doing that pace. But yeah, they were so quick at first, man.
Yeah, they'd be like talking to us while we're hiking, and we'd be out of breath and die trying to answer their questions.
We're like, this is our chance, man. We need a trail family.
So yeah, we kept up with them. Yeah, we added a few other people to the trail family around mile like 700, right before the Sierras. Added like Weatherman, McMansion.
We found Boogie at mile like 400 something.
Lightning.
That was like a week after we had met Alchemist and Bromby.
And that.
So before we get too far into that, I mean, you guys are mentioning like Alchemist and trail names and stuff like that. So that's shame on me for not like introducing them as such. So Alexander's Brightside, and then Trevor, he goes by Prairie Dog. I'll let Trevor tell why he's Prairie Dog.
All right. First off, you got to pronounce his name right. It's Broadside.
Yeah.
Nobody can understand this.
Nobody could understand my trail name. Everybody thought I was Australian because like my southern accent is so
We
thick,
even had a guy say, "Where are you from?" And he goes, "The South." And he goes, "Southern Hemisphere?" We're like, "No, man."
You should have just rolled with that. That would have been.
Yeah.
That's much cooler than someone saying that and then being like,
Arkansas.
Yeah.
They're like, I liked you better before.
All right. Anyways, my trail name. So we were like a day in. And we right at the beginning, you pass like 3 or 4 towns, like within the span of like 8 days, maybe 6 days, somewhere around there. Like you're passing a town almost like every other day, every day. So like the morning of the second day, I had to use the bathroom, but we were like only 5 miles from this town. So I'm like, just wait till we get to this town. And then that kind of just kept happening. Like I never had to use the bathroom until like we were only like a little bit away from town. I was like, just hold it until we get to town, you know? So one day we're at, what was it, like 70, 80, somewhere around there. And I was like, dude, I use the bathroom so bad. We're still like 25 miles from a town. and he goes, all right, if you can make it to mile 100 without having to dig a single hole out in the woods, I'll call you Prairie Dog. So I was like, all right. So I locked in, got it done. I dug my third cat hole. That's what it's called, a cat hole. I dug that at mile 300. And then I did 5 by 500, and then after mile 500, I was like, Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
after my 500, I was like, whatever. I've got the trail name. It's all good.
It was
So,
funny that night that he like we were 70 miles in and he had to make it like 25 miles prairie dogging to the next town. He was like, dude, I don't want to eat anything tonight. I can't eat. I'm gonna have to poop. So I had to talk this guy into actually eating because he wanted that trail name so bad.
I needed it, man. I needed it.
But you earned your stripes.
Hey, I got it.
Literally.
You know how many
Yeah.
people kept asking me to tell that story, and I just kept. I'd be like, you don't want to know. They're like, is it because you like small animals, or
No.
you got prairie dogs where you're from? I was like, no, sir.
That's awesome though. But no, yeah. So like you guys kind of like get your own like trail names, like just different aliases. Like you just
Yeah.
become different people on
Some
these
wild
trails.
trail names. Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody even knows your like real name, and then when you've hiked with them for a long time and you find out what the real name is, you're like, what in the world? Like,
Yeah, it's so weird.
It's so strange.
So tell me about kind of like how. So kind of segueing back to the trail family stuff. So like tell me about how like being out on this trail and like kind of being away from like society and stuff like that. Like I imagine that has to like attribute to like wanting to like know these people better. Like you just really dig in and like want to know
You
them, their
definitely like
story.
learn who somebody is a lot quicker, just based off of like simple things. Like you don't even have to. Like I felt like we knew Bromby for like years, and we'd
Yeah.
only known him for like 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Like it was, like you definitely build a bond a lot faster than you would out here,
Like being
because you're
out there.
spending like every single day together. At the beginning, we were all hiking like basically in a straight line for like 300 or 400 miles, and then like just spending all that time together, and then sleeping. Like we would set up a Tyvek train. So the Tyvek is what we lay all of our sleeping pads and stuff on. It's just like a little piece of like plastic. So we would do Tyvek trains like every single night, and it's just like a lot quicker. Like you learn who somebody is.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, like being out there has to be some sort like there has to be a certain amount of like being vulnerable, like being able to open yourself up to somebody you've never met. Kind of like you guys think it maybe like you had to have gotten better at that, like being out there, right?
Yeah,
Oh, for sure,
you can
yeah.
tell like based off of like first impression if the vibes are gonna like match pretty much.
And the funny thing is, like you're hiking with these people for hundreds of miles, like day in, day out. So like, you can't just do surface level talking the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, you get into some,
Get pretty deep.
yeah, really knowing people, and kind of like what I said, going back to like one of the challenges on trail was boredom. Like you don't have a service, so you're not like playing on your phone. Like one of the main sources of entertainment is just like talking to people, getting to know them, like joking around with them. So the trail really highlights that, brings it in.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's awesome.
I want to ask both of you, kind of like as we kind of get closer to wrapping it up. I want to ask each of you like your favorite memory and your least favorite memory from the trip. So I'll start out with Alexander. So give me your favorite memory.
Oh, favorite memory.
That's tough, man.
That's so tough. Let me think.
Or maybe like a memory that kind of like encompasses like the trip.
Like we had a lot of stuff happen.
Yeah.
I think I worded it to you the other day when we talked about it. Like, what was the moment where you're like I'm like out here, like I'm doing this.
I mean, a negative. I still got a good story out of it. Probably when we were at Ray Lakes in the Sierras in California, and we thought it'd be a good idea to go cliff jumping.
Oh yeah, tell the story. This is a good story.
So basically, like there's this giant lake. I think it's like 6 or 7 lakes, like in a concession that go down this valley. But the very top one is like the biggest one. And we like look over across it. It's a pretty big lake. We look across it and we see like this giant cliff. We're like, that'd be pretty fun to cliff jump on, because all we've been jumping on is like these tiny rocks, like in like little streams and stuff in California. So we like work our way around this lake, like just basically bushwhacking around, get to this cliff, and we go up top. Don't even check how cold the water is, nothing. Don't know how deep it is. It's like a 30, 35 foot cliff.
Yeah.
We're standing up top, and I'm like, all right, here we go. He's like, dude, is it deep enough? Surely, probably.
We'll find out.
So anyways, we go to the spot where the water's super clear, so you can see giant rocks in the bottom. We go to a spot where you can't see any rocks. It's like 40 yards to the left is the like little trail to get down to where our stuff is, because we left it at the bank. So I just full send it, jump in, hit the water. extremely cold. Probably the coldest water I've ever been in.
Did you throw a rock this time, like to break the surface tension, or did you pull another
I don't know.
blue
Did I?
pools?
I don't think I did. I just
Yeah.
jumped.
No,
I
he's
mean,
so mad about that.
it wasn't as deep as the blue pool thing, but it's still pretty deep. It was deep enough that it was like you're looking down, you're like, man, it's kind of big jump.
I'm gonna feel this one.
Yeah, so you jump in, immediately freezing to death. We're at 10,200 feet, I think is what I marked it at, because I checked on my watch. 10,000 feet. This water is extremely cold.
Oh, and the water, it's like fed by like melting snow.
Yeah, like it's
that
like
gives you
glacier
any
water.
idea.
Like
Yeah,
it's
that's
like,
awesome.
it's-
So you're almost tensing up to a point.
dude, no, it's bad. I get as soon as I jump in, I come out of the water and I'm already swimming. And before my head even hits the surface, like I'm already swimming. I just hear this guy, "How is it, Prairie? How is it? How's the water?" And all I can think is, dude, I'm about to drown. Like this water is, it's 40 miles to shore. Like the way
40
I got
yards, not
40
40
yards, not miles, not miles.
And you're still sitting?
Sorry, man. The trail makes you think of, all the trail makes you think of is miles, is distance, so you don't ever think of time. Anyways, so it's 40 yards. That's a long swim for somebody that doesn't swim a lot, plus the water's cold. So I'm swimming, I probably make it like maybe halfway, and I turn over on my back because I can't breathe. Like, I'm taking short breaths. I got maybe like 10% air capacity. Like, I'm just going, I can't breathe at all.
lungs are just
And
caving in
dude,
on
I'm just kind of like flapping my arms back, like doing like the frog kick like every 15 seconds because my legs aren't working.
Yeah.
And this guy, the whole time I just hear him up there chuckling, kind of, "How is it? How's the water?" and then I like reached this realization. I'm like, man, I'm still like 20 yards away. Like this is the closest I've ever been to drowning.
And you're like,
This is the closest to death I've been in a while, like, like a long time.
You said you're like, I have to warn him not to jump.
Yeah, no. So like he's asking me how it is. I'm like, man, if I panic and like sound like I'm about to drown, he's gonna jump in. We're both gonna die here, like 100%. So I like turn back over and I swim as hard as I can. Dude, I was swimming for like 5 to 10 minutes, just not going anywhere.
Awesome.
It was so bad.
So obviously, whenever someone does something crazy like the hike y'all went on, or say runs a marathon or something like that, people always want to ask them like some advice or something like that. And like, what's something you got out of this that you would share with someone who say may never get to do something like this?
Man, I would say like, I feel like most people have some kind of like crazy or idea that seems crazy to them, or maybe crazy to other people, that like they have in the back of their head, but they've never really like followed through. I would say like just being intentional and like going for stuff. Like we had no clue how this hike was going to
Yeah, we just full sent
turn
it.
out. We didn't know if we were going to make it 1 mile, 100 miles, how many, and we ended up making it like over 2,000 miles, which is
And that's
mind-blowing to
incredible.
me.
Yeah, it's
Like,
mind-blowing.
don't show yourselves. That's incredible.
yeah. And like we had hardly any backpacking experience. Like we
Dude,
just
we had like zero.
yeah
That one day trip, that's not even like a thing.
yeah.
It's like,
So like anybody looking at us, they could say, "Oh, these dudes are super unprepared." But the thing is, like we just went for it.
you learn pretty quick.
We decided we were going to be intentional about it, put ourselves out there. The worst thing that happens is we have to go home, but at least we tried. So, I mean, that's what I would say. Like, if you have something you want to do, just try it. You never know what the end's going to be, how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's great, like, advice to, like, tell somebody. Is like, there's so much in life where, like, if you approach it and you, like, be intentional about what you're doing, like, have a goal. Like, if you tell yourself, like, as a human being, like, if you tell yourself, hey, I'm going to do this. It's like not a, if I did this, maybe this would happen. If I do this, maybe this would happen. It's a, I know this is going to be what I accomplish as long as I do it to this extent. And I think that's like great advice. So, I guess like one thing I do want to touch on before we end it is like, so like this thing that y'all are gonna make. I hate to call it a thing, like this creation y'all are gonna put together and everything like that.
This magnum opus, if you will.
I mean, no, it's like it's gonna be y'all's, like it's gonna be huge. I mean, like, and y'all are super excited about it, and that's another thing is you guys are very, very intentional about like what y'all create, and like even y'all's pictures and stuff that y'all were taking on the trip. And when I'd see them, I was just like, this is like the best stuff they've ever done. I was like, these guys are different. Like you can tell when someone's passionate about something, and it's like, I can't imagine like what is going to come out of what y'all put together in the video. So I guess like what kind of like, maybe tell me more like about the impact that you like are hoping to achieve like with what y'all are going to put out with y'all's videos.
Yeah, so like throughout the journey, we kind of updated people with little posts on Facebook, maybe like a few paragraphs, some pictures. And so I feel like people can't really grasp
because all of those are like what we post like maybe once every 2 weeks, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
In those 2 weeks, we're spending every single hour like in the woods. Yeah, like in the middle of nowhere. Like we were gone for maybe like 130 days. And then like 20 of those were in a house or like a hotel or something. The rest of those days, 110 days, we're in the middle of nowhere, like sleeping under the stars or in our tent or like. It's kind of hard to grasp that level of like being out in the wild through a couple pictures like every couple weeks.
Yeah, like it was incredible, like just the amount of people like following us, supporting us, and just like showing excitement for us. Yeah. Like I feel like just as excited as we were for the journey, like other people were that excited too, which is
100%,
insane to me. So yeah, just I really hope to get to like share this experience more fully, help people have like a better idea of like what we experienced,
just kind of
what we
that
did.
Feeling, like
Yeah. And just like something that people will enjoy, like especially our trail family, like stuff they can look back on to remind them of all the good memories.
Oh, 100%.
Making jokes about cutting them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, because I know.
Man, blur their face.
Yeah. They didn't sign that. They didn't sign an agreement.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to. 100% is like, it's like all these journeys and these adventures that we've been on together is like I've been there, like I've lived them, I've been able to experience them. This is like the one adventure, especially to the magnitude that it's to, that I wasn't able to like come with y'all on. So I'm like, but it's like I was never like, I can just tell, like I can mean it with so much sincerity. Like I was never like ever upset over it. I was upset that my best friends were gonna be gone for a while, but it's like I have so much confidence in y'all's ability to like immerse me in whatever you guys are going to put together. I'm not going to miss out on much. Like I'm going to feel like I was there. So like that's kind of like y'all's ability as creators. I'm kind of like looking forward to that. So
be prepared, man. This guy's editing will make you cry.
No, yeah. It's like it's not an Alexander video if it doesn't.
That's true.
But yeah, guys, thank you so much for giving me a second chance.
Thanks for having us, man. Hopefully the audio works out in this one.
Hey, we got 4 different microphones.
To finish my swim thing, I didn't die. I made it to shore.
I was gonna leave it on a cliffhanger.
It's all good.
I heard, spoiler alert, but I heard Trevor dies in episode 3.
Maybe.
But again, like I said, thank you guys so much for giving me another chance. Maybe if there's enough motivation, maybe one day I'll release the director's cut of the first interview. maybe I'll sit there for hours on end and just.
We did talk about forest fires in that thing.
Yeah, that was my biggest fear, forest fires, and while we didn't suffer any harm from it. We sure didn't make it to Canada because of them.
we breathed in some smoke.
True.
Quite a bit.
Y'all okay?
Decent. No repercussions.
We'll find out whenever I'm like 60.
You have COPD one day.
Yeah, we'll know why.
But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for giving me another chance. Thanks for kind of sitting down with me and just kind of retouching on a few things. And I hope that maybe this one does make it out of Adobe.
I hope so too.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll keep you guys up to date on the next people that we're gonna have on the show and talk to.
And hopefully Caden will link them down below, their Instagram handle, or YouTube channel, or something.
These guys
y'all need to go check out some of their stuff and be ready for the PCT video.
They're more famous than we are. They don't need a shout out.
Yeah, we might give these guys a shout out if they release a video. But yeah, guys. So smash that like button, hit the subscribe,
turn on that notification bell. If you're not, you're a loser.
Yeah.
What he said.
All right, that's it. Get out of here. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. It was a longer one, so if you stuck it out all the way to the end of the video, we thank you so much for staying tuned. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you had a good time. We hope that was kind of a good look inside of the mind of a creator, and them almost making a movie of whatever was on trail, right? So, but yeah, guys, as I end this video off, I want to let you guys know it is Thursday, September 22nd. As you're watching this video will be posted on Thursday tonight, 6:30 as usual. You guys know that. The first video in Alexander and Trevor's PCT series will be releasing tomorrow on Friday. I'm going to link their videos and their channels down below. Go check those guys out. You're going to want to watch that. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for, another episode of Behind the Screen, where we interview creators that we kind of want to get to know a little bit more about their craft. Thank you guys so much.
I hear this dude yelling, "Get out of here! Get out of here! Go!"